Hey there, it's Zach, the maintenance manager at New England Aquatic Landscaping, and I'm here to answer some of the most asked maintenance questions. Did you know you can turn a day pond into a night pond by adding aquatic lighting?
He's zooming in on my face again. I hate you. And if you start overheating because you're like the black mamba today in muck boots and pants and long sleeve shirt, no, not in the pond. No. Thanks.
I am going to catch the tiger.
That's where the water's gonna come out of.
Sean is just always on the phone.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I got a cramp.
You guys smell that? It's a waterfall. See, even the wildlife bummed out. No one likes when the waterfall gets turned off.
How often should you typically clean a pond filter?
With an aquascape ecosystem pond, there's two filters, biological, which is called a biofalls, and mechanical, which is called a skimmer. When we're talking about the skimmer, it has a mat that you should rinse about once a week. That way it doesn't put stress on the pump. What that does is it keeps the debris from clogging the pump. So you're gonna make sure that you rinse that at least once a week. When we're talking about the biofalls, they have filter mats that should be rinsed out in the fall if you're gonna shut the pond down, and the whole filter should be cleaned again in the spring.
Do I need to add chemicals to keep the water clear?
Good question. I don't recommend adding chemicals to the pond, just different strains of bacteria treatments. We use aquascape treatments that do tons of different things, such as phosphate binders, muck reducers, beneficial bacteria, flocculants. There's two ways to add treatments. You can put maintain in a dosing system, and that'll treat your pond all day, every day, the precise amount that the pond needs. Or you can add maintain or even dry bacteria once a week when you're doing your weekly maintenance. We also use treatments to start a pond off in the spring using starter bacteria. And we switch to a cold water bacteria when the water drops to around, I believe, 60 or 50 degrees. That keeps the pond looking clear all year round.
How do I know if my pond is leaking?
Everybody experiences water loss in some type of form, usually evaporation. Here in New England, evaporation is about 1 inch a week. In August, it's around 2 inches. So if you're losing more than that, the chances are you have a leak.
What's the easiest way to keep algae under control?
Most people experience algae. There's different types, like suspended and string algae. Those are the most common. So if you have enough plants, fish, and you have rocks and gravel in your pond, the algae should be minimal at best. The ways that you can prevent it, again, is to add beneficial bacteria to the water. A lot of the times the fish eat the algae, and your plants usually defeat the algae by taking more of the oxygen. You can put treatments in, worst case scenario. Aquascape makes treatments for algae, and if you have string algae, because your pond's in direct sunlight all day long, your waterfall is covered in string algae, you can put a copper ionizer in there. That will take care of that string algae for you.
How much maintenance does a pond actually need each year?
Each year? So we recommend that the pond gets cleaned every spring by professionals like us, netted in the fall to stop the majority of leaf fall. You don't want those leaves going in the water and rotting over the winter, and shut down in the winter. During the season, it's about maybe a couple minutes max, weekly doing maintenance. What you're gonna do is rinse the filter mat and the skimmer, empty the basket, add your treatments, and if you have a copper ionizer for the algae, you can clean that off so that way it works effectively. If you have us come out every 2 weeks, we can do the maintenance for you. That's called our VIP program.
How do I keep my fish healthy in all seasons?
Okay, so let's start with the spring and the summer. First off, cleaning the pond in the spring is gonna keep your fish healthier. You wanna get out all that junk and muck that was in there all winter long. Start the pond off fresh. You're gonna make sure that you have plants in the pond because they're a good biological filtration. They help filter out nitrogen, nitrates, and ammonia, which helps keep the pond healthy and the fish healthy. Feeding them the right food, aquascape fish food, full of minerals, nutrients, stuff like that. They took a lot of the byproducts out that you can see in a lot of fish foods, and with that, they're producing less waste, keeping the water clearer. They'll be healthier. And then when the temperature drops to a colder temperature, you're gonna switch over to a cold water bacteria, which is gonna keep them healthy going into the winter. That's after you use beneficial bacteria all season.
What plants help keep the water clean?
The majority of aquatic plants keep the water clear. such as irises, Japanese grasses, lilies. Oh, and my favorite, lotus. They are so beautiful with those big giant flowers and those big leaves.
Can I feed my fish in the winter?
That's a good question because a lot of people ask us. They think they have to feed them in the winter, but they are hibernating. And the pond's probably frozen. So don't worry, you don't need to feed them in the winter. It wouldn't be good for them anyways. You're gonna use cold water food right up until the water gets around 60 to 50 degrees. You're gonna stop using food anyways, and they're gonna hibernate and be fine until the spring.
What should I do to get my pond ready for winter?
You're gonna start using cold water bacteria when the water drops around 60 degrees. That's gonna keep your fish healthy going into the winter. But then you're gonna get ready to shut your pond down. When you do that, you do have to blow all the lines out, just like irrigation. We cap the biofalls in the skimmer so water doesn't get in the lines and crack the lines, because that will cause water loss. In fact, that's what we're doing here today. We're replacing the plumbing because it wasn't winterized correctly. And so new plumbing has to go in so there's no water loss. Then you rinse out all the filter media, such as the bio balls and the filter mats, bring them inside. That makes them last a whole lot longer doing that. Your pump comes in for the winter, goes into a bucket of water so the pump doesn't seize up. And then for the fish, we'll put an aerator in to add oxygen and a de-icer in to keep a hole in the ice to let the bad gases out.
What should I do with my pond in the spring?
Call us up, have us come out and clean it. We'll get all your components, put back in the pond, have your pond running. We'll put starter bacteria in there to kickstart your ecosystem. We'll assess your fish health and check the plants, add plants, whatever we have to do to make your pond look amazing.
How long should a pond pump last?
I'd say I've seen them anywhere between 5 to 10 years. If you're trying to reach that 10-year mark, what you're gonna wanna do is take it out in the winter, bring it in, put it into a bucket of water, so that way it extends the lifespan of the pump. Some people run it all year long instead of just the season, and that will shorten the lifespan of your pump. General maintenance, just making sure the pump isn't clogged and struggling, rinsing your mat so that way, again, the pump isn't struggling, trying to pull water through your mat. You can get the pump to last closer to that 10-year mark, but I've seen them go somewhere between 5 and 10 years.
Do I need a UV light, and what does it do?
If you have an aquascape ecosystem pond, you generally don't need a UV light. But what it does is it kills all of the suspended algae that passes through the UV light and keeps your pond clear. It's really for ponds that turn green. Ponds turn green when a number of things. There isn't enough plants, it's a bare liner pond, and there's not enough surface area for bacteria to grow, or there's too many fish, or there's runoff. So if you have an aquascape ecosystem pond where it's rocked in, a lot of bacteria gets to grow on all those rocks, helps keep the pond clear and algae at bay. If you have a lot of plants, you're not gonna have a lot of algae. You may need the UV if you have runoff. Just the way the pond was built, if you have runoff coming in, putting a lot of excess nutrients, you may have green water and you still may need a UV light.
If I have a pond without a waterfall, can I add a waterfall to it, or do I have to rebuild it?
Ooh, good question. You can always add a waterfall to a pond that's already built. You can put multiple waterfalls on a pond if you'd like. So if you do already have a waterfall and you wanted a second one, let's say you wanted to see the pond from your kitchen window and the waterfall is facing your bathroom window, you can put another waterfall in facing that kitchen window so you can see a serene waterfall while you're doing your dishes.
How often should I have a professional check my pond?
Well, a good start would be to have us come out every spring and clean your pond. If you haven't had your pond cleaned, we can come out and do an exploratory cleaning. That way we can find leaks that maybe you didn't know you had, or you knew you had a leak and didn't know where it was. We can find it. If you don't want to do any maintenance on the pond, we can come out twice a month, all the way until shutdown. And that's our VIP program. If you're more hands-on, but you still want us to come out and check it once a month, we can come out every month, and that's our premium package.
All right, last but not least, I got a two-part question. What are the most common mistakes homeowners make with their pond? And what's one thing every pond owner should be doing but usually isn't?
Ooh, common mistake, overfeeding fish. The fish food says 3 times a day. We recommend once a day, but of course you can do 3 times a day. Feeding the fish more than that, it's not good because the fish are gonna produce more waste. More waste means the water quality is gonna be not so good. Now, one thing that homeowners should be doing is switching over from warm water bacteria to cold water bacteria for the health of the pond and the health of the fish. If you have more questions like these, put them down in the comments below, and maybe we'll make a part 2. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, catch you in the next pond.